Thank you so much for that, Maddie, and good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. I'm going to go ahead and take over screen share from Maddie real quick. All right, so we're going to be, as Madison let everyone know, we're going to be talking about data setup with QuickSight and the Amazon Q integration. So we're going to be, for our agenda today and our conversation of what we'll be doing today, we'll be doing a high-level QuickSight overview. We're going to talk about some Amazon Q integration benefits, as well as data sources integration, building custom dashboards using Q, so using natural language prompts, using everyday language to create and build these dashboards. And that's going to encompass the author experience. And then we're going to dive into the reader experience and what a published dashboard looks like, and using natural language in the Q&A experience and what that looks like. And then we're going to get into a live demo of what that's going to look like as well too. So together I'll demonstrate building a dashboard using authoring experience and using natural language queries. And then we'll take that dashboard we create together, publish it, and then we'll switch lenses from the reader experience and interact with that dashboard in real time as well too. And at the end of our demo, I'll have a few minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes, to field some questions and anything else that anyone else on our call today would like to cover as well too that we didn't get to during the demonstration and our topics. So to kick things off, Amazon Q and QuickSight is our cloud-native business intelligence service platform. It's completely serverless and is designed to make it easy to deliver insights to everyone in your organization. It features a serverless architecture, meaning there's no infrastructure to manage. AWS, we're going to handle all of that for you. And QuickSight's going to take machine learning capabilities through its Q feature, and we're going to provide automated insights and anomaly detection. It also offers enterprise-grade security with role-level security. We have private VPC connectivity. We have integration with other AWS identity and access management tools as well. And one of QuickSight's key advantages is the pay per session pricing model, which means you only pay for the actual usage rather for idle capacity. This makes it cost effective for many organizations of all sizes, from startups to large enterprises, to take advantage of many services and offering of QuickSight. So what are some of the benefits of integrating Amazon Q and QuickSight? Amazon Q brings many powerful Gen AI capabilities to the platform. With natural language queries, users can simply ask questions of their data in plain English, making analytics accessible to non-technical users. Some examples is a business user could type, "Show me sales by region for the last quarter," and they could get instant results by interacting with the Q engine on the published dashboard. We're able to come up with automated insights generation, which will help identify patterns and trends that may otherwise go unnoticed, and the system can automatically detect those anomalies in your data and alert you to unusual patterns that might require additional attention. And then with our predictive analytics capabilities, it'll allow you to forecast future trends based on historical data, use contextual recommendations that help guide the user to more relevant visualizations and metric-based decisions going off to the data, and that allows them to explore the data a little bit more regardless of the role within the organization. And these integration democratizes data analysis across your whole entire org by removing technical barriers and enabling people to be able to drive more insights from the data. Which means is it doesn't matter who you are, what your role is. If you don't know the proper syntax or SQL query, long as you know how to ask a basic question using natural language, you're not excluded from taking advantage of these features. We try to make it extremely easy and useful to use right out the box to create a unique user experience using our platform for everyone to try every day. Now, I'm going to go over a high level model what this is going to look like right now when it comes into visualizing data on QuickSight. And then I'm going to actually demo this out. We're going to be using a coffee sales demo that I'll be sharing with everyone in chat here in a few minutes. And I'll go ahead and paste that in chat. So when I get to the live demo and you want to follow along, I encourage you to do so. And the data that we'll be using in our demo today is now in chat. I pasted a link for that. And as Madison let everyone know too, we'll be using this data in future demos and other learning series as well too. But essentially what you want to do is download the coffee sales data set. And when you're preparing your dashboard, it's rather simple. You're just going to upload the data set directly into QuickSight. You'll click on new data set, click on upload the file, load the data set. You'll click next and then click on visualize. This recording will be available later too, and I did provide an animated GIF for everyone to help kind of guide and navigate them on how to upload it as well for everyone's convenience. And as we drive on, and when we're talking about data sources integration and creating a key topic, what I like to do is once I uploaded a data set, I like to go back and create that key topic right away. So from the second option from the bottom on your QuickSight UI, you'll have a option called topics. And when you click on that, on your right-hand side, you're going to have two options that pop up. One's going to be new sample topic and new topic. For the demo I'll be working on everyone with today, we're going to click on new topic. And when you click on new topic, it's going to ask you to enter a name. For this one, I'm going to call it coffee sales and click on continue. I'm going to select the coffee sales by customer data set that I'm going to upload here in a few minutes in real time. And I'm going to click submit and create. And this part usually takes a couple minutes, depending on the size of the data set. But usually once it's done and the topic's created, and I'll walk everyone through it, you'll be able to link the topic to your analysis and publish it in the dashboard when you're ready to. And I'll demo that in real time as well too. Now, I'm just going to go over a couple high-level visuals when we're creating visualizations and integrating data in QuickSight with Q. Once your data sets are configured and your topics created, we can start building these custom dashboards. QuickSight offers a wide range of visualization types, as many of you already noticed, from your regular standard bar charts and line graphs to more specialized visualizations like heat maps, eye charts, layer maps, or other geospatial mapping capabilities. You can set up automated reports to be delivered on a schedule to key stakeholders. This will ensure that everyone has access to the latest data without having to log into the system. You also have sharing and permissions in QuickSight that allow you to control who can view, who can edit, and necessarily make changes to your dashboards and how that view scope looks like. And you can share these with specific users or groups, or even embed the dashboards in your own application and environment on the back end. And finally, QuickSight offers mobile access through its mobile app, allowing users to view dashboards from their smartphones or tablets as well too. So we have many different options and opportunities to create a unique experience for everyone. Now, if we're looking at this visualization right now, you'll see a couple samples of the QuickSight UI and sample visualization right here. And instead of building these visuals traditionally, which is selecting the visual type you want to do, making sure the right data select is linked to that visual you're creating, and then selecting the field settings, we're going to do this experience strictly through large language models using natural language. So I'm going to click Build a Visual, which I'll demo here shortly at the very top. And I'm going to ask it to build a line chart to show coffee sales by month. And I'm going to click on Build Visual from the top pane, and I'm going to copy and paste the question to Q or type the question manually. And I'll make sure these are available to everyone in chat if you want to follow along here when we do the demo. And it's going to generate a sales by month coffee type as a line chart. And if I'm happy with this line chart, as everyone's looking at right here, this is the line chart that was generated using natural language queries. I can click on Add Analysis right here, and I'll add it to my canvas in QuickSight so I can incorporate that into my dashboard or when I'm ready to publish. Now, if I wanted to build another visual, I could say build a donut chart to find customers who are loyal. I'll click on Build Visual, and just like the same experience when we build this line chart together here in a few minutes, I'll click on Add Analysis. And then if I'm satisfied with that, I could click on Publish Dashboard and make this available to my general audience or my stakeholders or readers. I'll be building other visuals as well during our demo as well. I just wanted to highlight these two, this how easy they are to use, and get everything ready to go. Now, as we drive on, let's say I wanted to do topic linking. As you notice, I talked about creating a topic right after we create our data set. These are some important things we need to be aware of right here. At the very top, when you write by build visual, you're going to have three little circles I like to call ellipses. And in this little demo or visual right here, you're going to have an option called topic linking. And when you click on topic linking, we're going to select the coffee sales topic we created that I was talking about a moment ago. You'll select coffee sales from the topic list on the dropdown and click apply changes. Now our QuickSight Q topic is linked to this analysis, and when we publish this dashboard, it'll be accessible for our shareholders to interact and use natural language to interact with this dashboard in real time. And as we drive on, we're going to assume the lens of the reader, or in this case, we'll say your shareholders. And we're able to ask questions and get answers using natural language or Q&A in real time. We're able to build executive summaries on the dashboard, and we're also able to create a data story. Now, when you click on the Q&A and you ask a question, and this visualization I shared it with everyone here, top 10 customers who have purchased dark roast coffee. And there's a few things going on in this screen grabber here. I shared it with everyone. First, you're going to have this AI ML narrative generator for us that's going to describe exactly what's going on. It's going to provide a central visualization that's going to directly answer that question. A couple KPI charts to support what's being asked right here. It's going to provide additional visualization right here, and this changes based on the questions that are asked. But for this example, it's using a geospatial map to show point of sales on a map across the US, as well as is going to provide a table for us down below, providing a little bit more granular data in regards to the question we asked, helping expand our domain knowledge a little bit more. And one thing, and I'll showcase this in the demo here in a few minutes, each of these visualizations are interactive. So if you don't like the visual that was provided in your QA experience, you could go through and change the visual type. You could export the data and understand what's going on underneath the hood, you could say, and really get into the nitty gritty of things as well. And as we drive on, I'm going to pause here for a second. I'm going to ready my screen because I don't want to spend too much on the PowerPoint talking about these visualizations. I'm a more hands-on type of person, so I wanted to take the opportunity to show everyone in real time what this is going to look like and navigate everyone through that. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 2 seconds here while I switch screen shares for just a moment. All right. So what I'm going to be doing with everyone at that link I shared with everyone at the beginning of chat, if everyone had the opportunity to go ahead and download that data set, and I will download it on my screen just so everyone has visibility so I have an idea what it should look like. I have coffee sales right here downloaded to my local drive. I'm going to go ahead and click on new data set. I'm going to click on upload a file, and I'm going to look for that coffee sales. So I have the coffee sales by customer CSV right here. I'm going to click on open, and I'm going to go ahead and upload that file. The data set requires no manual maintenance or changes. The data set is prepared for you to use right out the box. I'm going to go ahead and click on next. I'm going to go ahead and click on visualize, and it's going to take me straight to the analysis. And we're going to get kicked off right here, building our first visualization here in just a moment. Because the other piece I talked about when you set up that data set is creating the key topics. So with the data set up, we have a visualization we're going to use. Click on QuickSight in the top left-hand corner. Go to topics on the bottom right here for me, please. And you're going to click on new topic. And this one I'm going to name coffee sales. And I will go ahead and click continue. And you can search for the data set if you know which one you're using. I'm going to go ahead and click create. This part usually takes a few minutes, but you could go ahead and navigate away from it and let it run and create in the background. If you could click back on analysis for me, and we're going to go to that new analysis we just created together in real time. So now that we have our topic being created, I want to go ahead and start making our dashboards in real time. So if you remember during the PowerPoint presentation that I was going over with everyone a moment ago, you have an option right here called Build Visual. And when I click on that, it's going to open a pane right here on the right-hand side, and it's going to ask, what data do you want to visualize? So I'm going to go ahead and type a question in. Let me pull up chat for everyone as well. And if everyone is following along with me, I'll try and paste these questions in real time to kind of share along. But the question I'm going to ask to build for this visualization is in chat is sales by month by coffee type as a line chart. And when I click on build, it's going to use the natural language query I created, and it's going to say it's getting data, and it's going to generate a visualization for me right here. Now that this all happened in real time, I'm going to assume I'm satisfied with this analysis or visualization right here and add this chart to my dashboard or my analysis right now. So that line chart is currently on my canvas right now in QuickSight that I just created is using natural language. Now, let's say if we're following in the PowerPoint earlier, I want to build another line chart or another visualization or chart. And this one I'm going to build using natural language again. I'm going to click Build Visual. I'm going to clear that out, and I'm going to put my new question that I put in chat. And the new question is going to be customers buy loyalty as a donut chart. I'll click on Build. And we should have a donut chart that's going to be popping up right here in our pane. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Add to Analysis. It's going to be added just to the right of that line chart we just created together a moment ago. Now, as you can see, Q may offer alternative related questions or recommendations as well. And if everyone's looking on my screen right here, when it comes to this process, it may make a suggestion such as, did you mean unique number customer name by loyalty card? So when you're looking right here and you're not sure on your initial question, it can and it will provide alternatives right here to maybe help fine tune and refine the question that's being asked to provide a unique experience for you and to make sure you're capturing any possibilities of data that should be shared and created on this analysis. Now I'm going to create another analysis visual right here, a chart. And the one I'm going to create right now is going to be a KPI chart. So this is going to be done by just as we did before. Gonna erase the text in the box right there. And I'm going to say unique number of orders as a KPI chart. And I'm going to use the natural language query. I'll click on build and it's going to spin up the chart for us right here. I'll go ahead and click on add to analysis and it's going to pop up right here. Now, if you may notice, my screen's looking a little small right now. I'm going to click this arrow right here by Build a Visual and collapse it. I'm going to click on Actual Size. I'm going to change this Fit to Width so that way everyone has a better visual of what's going on in my QuickSight canvas right now. And I'm just going to resize my KPI chart right here so I have a little bit more room to work with on the canvas. If you want, you could drag stuff around while you're playing right here. And you could move stuff around if needed. Like, let's say if I wanted this donut chart right here, you can. Whatever, if you're following along with me in real time, whatever you're comfortable with and what makes sense to you, I say go for it. Nothing is going to be right or wrong right now. We're going to be learning this together. Just want to make sure everyone's feeling comfortable and has a good view of what's going on right now. Now we're going to create another visual. It's going to be another chart that we're going to create. So again, build visual right here. And the question I'm going to ask is monthly sales change. And I'll paste that question for everyone in chat again. And I'm going to click build one more time. This takes a moment for it to do, and we're going to have a visual popped up for us right here. Now, let's say I want to change the visual type. As everyone noticed, it popped up as a line chart. Now, this is one of the cool things I like about QuickSight Q. If you're not happy with the visualization or chart it generated for you, you could click right here. So when you mouse over and hover over the chart right here that was created for you, you can change the visual type. And I want to change this visual type that was generated for me to a KPI chart. And it's going to pop up a little window for you with the offerings of different charts or visualizations you can change to. And we have a tooltip. So whenever you hover over one of these charts right here, it's going to let you know what chart that is. So if there's one you're looking for in particular, we did create the tooltip for you so you can be informed which one is which. The one I'm looking for is going to be another KPI chart. So I'm going to click Key Performance Indicator or KPI right here. I'm going ahead and interact with that and change that. I'm going to say I'm happy with this KPI chart that was generated and add it to analysis. And you'll notice it was added in real time to my canvas. I'm gonna resize this just a little bit right here. Gonna make this a little bit smaller just so everyone has good visibility of what's going on my page. And try and scale them to size a little bit. Let's make this one a little bit wider. And I can still move this back up right here. And just kind of move things around. And as we're going to do a couple more visuals, and then we're going to publish this as a dashboard, and then we're going to interact and link the Q topics with that before we do publish it and interact with the Q&A experience. So the next visual we're going to create is going to be a geospatial visual or a map. So I'm going to click paste right here. The question I'm going to ask is going to be sales by country. And when I click on build visual right here, I'm going to ask that question, sales by country, and click on build. And you're going to see a geospatial map that was created for us. And I'm going ahead and click on add that to analysis right now. I'm gonna resize this a little bit right here so everyone has a little bit better visibility of what's going on with this visualization. And we're going to build one more visual before we link our topic and we get into the QA experience. The last visual we're going to create using natural language is going to be a bar chart. The question is going to be profit by coffee that I pasted for everyone in chat. Just like the other examples previously, I'm going to click on build visual. I'm going to go profit by coffee. And I'm going to click on build. And it's going to generate that visual for us again. And it's going to pop up as a bar chart as I predicted a moment ago. Let's say we didn't want a bar chart. I wanted to change this to a pie graph. So just like I did previously, I'm going to change visual type. And you notice we have a donut chart right here. Kind of looks like the pie graph, but not too much. But right there, the tooltip will let you know which one it is. I'm going to click on pie chart. It's going to regenerate that visual for us. And I can add that to analysis. And there we go. I'm going to pause right here for a moment in case anyone's following along. And does it give everyone an opportunity to catch up?
So while we pause here, I can surface up a question that I saw earlier in chat. So someone is asking if they can bring in their Bedrock agents into QuickSight.
I'm going to table that conversation. Let me ask a senior member on my team. I know there's some talks of that going on, and I believe that's going to be through SageMaker. I'm just not 100% sure right off the top right now. Outright and standard QuickSight, that's not possible right now, but I believe there's conversation going on creating that link with SageMaker. I just need to follow up with my team on that. All right. We're going to do one more just because I want to add a little diversity real quick, and then we're going to link our topic and move on to the whole QA experience. So I want to ask a little bit more complex question to add a little bit more versatility to this dashboard we're building together. And the last question that we're going to ask QuickSight to build for us is sales by coffee type and roast type. So you'll notice there's going to be two different variables being asked in this natural language question is coffee type and roast type. So when I click on build visual, I will click on build right there, and you'll notice the question right there is sales by coffee type and roast type. Is going to generate the visual for us, the chart. I'm going to say that looks good to me for right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on add analysis. I'm going to drag it out a little bit so it's the same width as my other visualizations above. And I'm just going to drag it down a little bit more. I'm going to say at this point right here, everything looks good. Just for time constraints, so we can spend some time on the Q&A process. And I'm going to link the topic now. At the very top, next to build visual, you're going to notice three little circles right here. When you click on those three little circles, you could click on manage Q&A. And it says use datasets to build visuals for Q&A. What we want to go on is focus on the second option right here. Use a link topic for build visual Q&A. In the top, see, we're going to select that dataset that we just used, which is coffee sales. Make sure that's selected. We'll click on share topic. Your screen should refresh like mine. Oops. Let's go back because it wants me to do a review. If it asks you to do the review, that's okay. Just skip back real quick. And the next piece we want to do is publish. So when you click on publish right here, there's a few things that are going on right here. So first thing you want to do is name your dashboard. For this demo today is going to be coffee sales QLS for me. I want to allow data Q&A. Make sure you have allow executive summary and you have allow sharing data stories. We only have one sheet right now, so there's not too much to share. And you can go ahead and click on publish dashboard. I'm just going to pause right here for just a moment. I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to catch up and publish that dashboard as well.
Yep, I'm seeing some thumbs up.
And GN, that is correct. All right, I'm going to do one more thing before I interact with that dashboard real quick. Is one thing I forgot to share with everyone. So we use natural language to create all these different visualizations right here in our analysis. And one thing that was asked to me earlier is, can you use natural language to create calculated fields? I'm going to spin up one calculated field real quick just to demonstrate how you use natural language to enhance this interaction and this experience a little bit more. So when I click on calculated field in the analysis level, I'm just going to name this coffee test. And let's say I don't have the proper syntax or knowledge on building calculated fields in QuickSight. Let's say I'm migrating from Tableau or another business intelligence platform. I can ask QuickSight using natural language to build that for me. So I could say number of customers who bought Arabica coffee. Now, I don't know the syntax behind this, but I know what I'm trying to do and visualize. So I'll go ahead and ask that question. And what QuickSight Q is going to do is generate the syntax for me right here. And it created a count if state or is using a count if function with the fields right here. And I could go ahead and insert that calculated field into my text editor right below that. And I could click save. Now, if you wanted to see what that looks like a little bit more, let's say I'm going to interact with my last visual I created right here. And you can see in real time how that took place and impacted that visualization. Again, I don't know the proper syntax or anything like that. I just use natural language to create and build that calculated field for me in QuickSight. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish one more time. If you want to do that, great. Just make sure you have everything selected right here. And I'm just going to replace my existing dashboard I published with everyone a moment ago. And I'm going to be returning back to that published view of my dashboard. And I'm going to switch lens for just a moment. And I'm going to pretend I'm a shareholder or one of your target audience members who's viewing this dashboard for the first time. And I'm going to be entering the Q&A experience. This is one of my favorite experiences with QuickSight is the ability to ask natural questions using natural language without having a lot of domain knowledge behind what's going on. So I'm going to ask a question about this dashboard. So if I interact with it at the very top level right here and click that, it's going to open up a pane kind of similar to what we saw in the authoring experience. And the question I'm going to ask against this data set in this dashboard right now is top 10 customers who have purchased dark roast coffee. And when I ask that question, it's going to analyze the data set. It's going to generate a series of different visuals. You're going to see an AI ML narrative pop up right here, as well as a central narrative that's going to be popping up in real time. Those KPI charts I kind of mentioned earlier, a supporting chart right here, as well as a table, and some alternative questions as well to enhance your engagement with the Q&A experience a little bit more. The response that was generated for me in this experience was for roast type dark. There are 4,378 unique customer names. The top customer by total quantity ordered is Maria Rodriguez, who purchased 131 units. The total quantity of dark roast coffee ordered by the top 10 customers is 855. So if I don't have a lot of domain knowledge, but I know the questions I'm seeking to have answers to, this is a quick way to mitigate on having to reach out to business intelligence teams, submitting SIMs or trouble tickets, and waiting for dev teams to get back to you with those questions that you're waiting for. You can do this in real time with zero to no delay at all, creating a unique experience to return back to your target members, your shareholders, and your audience. Now, if everyone will take a look for me when I'm interacting right here, we have different ways we can interact with the responses generated for us. As I mentioned, you could change the visual type. So if I wanted this by pie chart, for instance, I could go ahead and change this visual type to a pie chart. There's many different things you could do to interact with this to make this experience extremely unique and something that's hard to replicate outside the box for many other users. This really makes it feel unique and personal to your audience. Now, if we wanted to ask another question, let's say find bottom three products. I'm not specifying roast type or anything like that. I'm going to come with a very general and broad question using natural language, and I'm going ahead and click on ask. And when we do that, it's going to be the same experience everyone just witnessed right now. You're going to have that AI ML narrative that's going to pop up right here. some suggested questions that'll start popping up right here. And again, the central visual or chart right here will pop up. You'll notice the different visualization right here as well. You'll still maintain your KPI charts right there, as well as the supporting table as well. And one thing I didn't show everyone is besides changing the visual type, you could go ahead and view the explanation or export to CSV. So for instance, if I wanted to do view explanation, I can see the field settings that are used, and it gives you and provides the logic behind it as to why that was selected. And Anna, I'll answer that question here in a few minutes, but answer that quickly. The Q&A is applied to the whole dashboard. There's rules and permissions you can apply based on a person's persona using QuickSight to restrict certain data, columns, and fields. And I could talk about that here in a few minutes when we get into Q&A. So now if I click this right here, and I'm going to close it out. Well, another fantastic thing I didn't show about the generative experience regarding this is building an executive summary. If I have very little inside knowledge or domain knowledge in regards to coffee sales for this instance, I can ask QuickSight to build an executive summary, and it's going to summarize this whole entire sheet for me right here and provide me high-level knowledge that try to get me familiar or help generate some thought and questions I can ask QuickSight for me. So you'll notice right here, you're going to notice an AI ML narrative, and it's going to let me know top 3 coffee sales by type, the total distinct order count, the month with the highest month-over-month sales, and other options right here as well. And then you have the opportunity to interact with the executive summary as well as the Q&A experience to rate it for accuracy. So if I said this looks great, and that helped generate some additional thought or questions or provide additional insight I thought it was helpful, go ahead and be kind, help the people who put these wonderful dashboards together, and throw them a thumbs up. And you can add comments right here if you want to, if there's any insight you want to provide them. As a dashboard developer myself, I'm always looking for those insights to help derive the whole Q&A experience and the whole QuickSight experience with my shareholders and team members to create that unique experience. Now we covered the authoring experience. We covered Q&A. I talked quickly over the executive summary. The last piece I wanted to share with everyone is going to be called data stories. And when we get into data stories, you can think of it much like a report. And you have options to add different visuals and stuff like that to generate a data story. So for instance, for the data story, I click on add visual right here. I'm going, and for this data story, I'm going to generate with everyone real quick. I'm going to pick my KPI chart, one of my KPI charts, or both of them right here. I'm going to grab my line chart and this one right here. Like I'm feeling pretty good about that. You could also, besides visuals as well, you have the option of using dashboards that are published on your account to include in the data story as well too. For this instance and for this data story, the question I'm going to have, I might have created for me, I'm going to paste in chat, and I'm going to paste that story in my descriptor box right here, or text box, is where should I focus expanding the business next year? Give me insights on coffee types and roasts that are performed well. What are my top and bottom products? Show me a breakdown by loyalty and provide recommendations for new products as well. I'm going to go ahead and click on build. And there's a few things that are going to happen here. This process typically takes a few minutes longer than your typical Q&A experience, but it's going to generate a title page, it's going to generate an introduction, and then it's going to answer your question based off those visualizations you have right there. This, like I said, this typically takes about a good 3 to 5 minutes. If I pop out here to QuickSight real quick, if I wanted to showcase a complete data story, I could pop in right here, and this is what a complete data story will look like. Yeah, and everything is able to be interacted with. You could change the title, who created the data story. It creates that introduction, and it's going to follow up with content and knowledge based off the data set included in this as well. Typically, if I back out of here, there'll be additional visualizations. I'll be included in it. You can also change the theme and whatnot. That wasn't a good one. All right. But everyone gets the idea and the content right here, what a data story is supposed to do, how powerful it is, it provides data security, and it allows you to control data governance. And the purpose here is to eliminate the whole copy and paste, and it uses one source as the source of data truth to keep everything bound and tied together.